Today's episode of the Farrell Podcast is brought to you today by Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace. Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Dining room hours are as follow: Monday and Tuesday closed, Wednesday and Thursday 12 to 9, Friday and Saturday 12 to 10, and Sunday 12 to 8. For reservations, please call 724 269 7687. That's Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Now let's start the show.
Welcome to another episode of the Farrell Podcast, Season 3, Episode 25. I am the leader of the Baldhead Nation, the landlord, the mayor, Mont P. And to my left, today we have the beautiful young Miss.
Miss Amira McLean, the jack of all trades. It's a blessing to be here.
Thank you. And last but not least, you got your man on the end, the man with all the snacks, the biggest back in America, your man DJ Rich Stack. How was your week?
Oh man, I had a pretty good week. You know what I mean? I'm not ready for these cold temperatures, but once again, I'm not gonna complain because it's not the snow. The older I get, the more I'm shrinking, and then I get cold so fast. Man, uh, I ain't gonna lie. I know my ancestors was mad at me, my old thugged out ancestors, because more P got the heat on before November. I'm sorry. I know.
We got our heat on too.
They said, call me a punk, but my heat on. I don't care.
Right, me too. Shoot, I might be young, but soon as it get cold, my joints start aching. The cold gets straight to them. Gotta sit down somewhere.
God dang.
But no, my week it's been pretty good. Pretty busy. Work home, work home. That same cycle.
Yeah, as for me, just still chilling out, getting ready to go back to work here shortly. Sat down to watch a good football game the other night, Thursday night. Good football game. And watched Shohei Otani show out last night. He had a night, bro. I know that's Mon P24's dude. Shohei had one for the record books last night. But other than that, just chilling out, maintaining.
What's going on, fam? Uh, Thank you to all our subscribers, the ones that tune in each and every week. It is so important to us. We greatly appreciate you for tapping in with us, whether it be a Monday night at 7 o'clock or Saturday morning like today at 10 a.m. We greatly appreciate you, Reg, Good Rich, a plethora of other people. We greatly appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all for commenting, sharing, liking, everything. Power to the people. When you
You
see
see
me,
me, you
you
see
see
you.
you. And here at the Farrell Podcast, check out that. Ooh, we got that merch still. Check us out. We want to educate, motivate,
Motivate
inspire,
and
and entertain.
entertain. True indeed.
Yeah, buddy. And to rewind back to man, Joe Flacco did his thing, boy.
Yeah.
And yeah. It was a great show of a defense that's struggling, a defense that's been inconsistent, a defense whose coordinator need to do better with in-game adjustments. Yeah, like enough is enough to talk. Yeah, I'm about to get down to it. And I don't care whose people it is. Mr. Austin, you have to do better in your in-game defensive adjustments because there's no way that Jamar Chase should have been open countless times, wide open. You know, it's just sad. Don't be stubborn. Don't be bullheaded. Make your in-game adjustments because you're looking like a fool out here running this defense. You know what I mean? Yeah, the guys do have to execute the game plan. Who's to say you didn't have the perfect game plan drawn up and the guys are just out of position? But also with that comes with coaching. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to get into your Bill Cowher bag, pull a MF to the sideline, and give them a little spittle, bediddle, and let them know that hey, you're not performing at the level that we practice all week leading up to this. So yeah, they just gotta do better and yeah, fat shout out to Joe Flacco and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the boys. They got out there, they made plays. It's crazy to go from, you know, uh their line couldn't hold the blocks or open up holes and this and that. And then you would never knew that looking at the game Thursday. Hell,
Facts.
you would have thought they never had them issues.
Yeah.
Typical Pittsburgh, and that's getting old too.
Right, typical Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but getting old. That's getting so old to, oh, well, they played down to their competition and all that. That got to stop. It's a 53-man roster, and then all those men are pros. Anybody trying to hear all that junk? Here, there's my little Pittsburgh rant. I'm just tired of them. They have to get it together. Now they left the door open for Baltimore and any other AFC North team to be truthful, because it's what week 8 is next week, 16
Yeah.
game season.
Yep,
That's the midway point. Anything can happen from 8 weeks on down.
yep.
Yes,
So
sir.
we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah,
I'm
But I was
excited.
highly disappointed.
Yeah, but it was
Highly
a good game
disappointed.
overall, though. Like I'm just saying to see the old heads, Aaron Rodgers
Hmm.
and Joe Flacco go at it at a high level, though, bro. Like Joe Flacco did his thing, but Aaron Rodgers looked decent for the game. You know what I'm saying? They put up points, and that was a good game. And I'm just saying, like, I'm not even gonna say the name because I'm not trying to get the dumb diddy. But you know where I'm going with this. Our whole organization need to be fired, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
You think they should start from scratch?
They need to start from scratch, from the coach, general manager. Hey, even get rid of the owners. Like at this point, we need to change. We need to change. But AFC football, it's always good to see. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And if you didn't know Amir, he's a Browns fan. That's why he's
Dum did it.
Tomato,
I did
tomato,
it for you.
tomato.
yeah,
I did it for you.
Dookie McNookie, and they the little dummies that intentionally sent that great starting
Hmm.
quarterback, like Mike Tomlin said. Now you thought enough of this man to make him the starting quarterback, and then it's gonna send him to a division opponent,
Hmm.
really. But you know what? That's their business. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking on it, like how Mike Tomlin spoke on it, because I believe he knew in his heart of hearts that the potential of Joe Flacco and the things that could happen if he got on the field and got time to make plays. So, but yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have the whole show about the downfall of those idiots. They just gotta tighten up and get it together because they definitely look like some damn fools out there Thursday night. This is a sad display of football. It was not quality. That's all. Amir, what you think? Are you a Steelers fan?
I am a Steelers fan.
What's your synopsis of what happened? Like, how do you feel? How did you see it?
Like you said, I feel like they just got to do better. Maybe they should start from scratch. Like you said, get rid of the coaches, a whole new administration team, and just get the ball rolling. Like we should not be all these years without a Super Bowl ring. Like the last time we had a ring, I was like 9 years old. I'm
Oh,
25. It's time for a new one.
God, dog.
It's time for another ring. So the only way we're gonna get there is starting fresh.
Yeah. Last time Cleveland had a ring, I wasn't conceived. Yeah, so
So that goes to show you where y'all
and
team
I'm
is at.
51. I'm 51. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, when Cleveland got a ring, it wasn't even in the modern day Super Bowl era. It was something else. It wasn't even NFL. It was a whole nother league. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And to my understanding, they won a bunch of. I think they was calling it World Championships.
yeah,
They got a bunch of those. Some stuff that's not even relevant here or there.
Right.
So you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But oh well.
yeah. I'm just thankful basketball season starts next week. Go Cavs.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's about time for the stew. And this edition of the stew is brought by your man DJ Rich Stacks. Coming up. Um, First point of the stew for this week. SNAP benefits are in danger of being cut. The U.S. federal government shutdown has placed a drastic change in SNAP benefits. Starting November 1st, SNAP benefits for over 42 million Americans will be non existent. Um, with the government shutdown, it's hard to figure out the information and the criteria of who's going to be mainly affected. But from the outlook of everything, it's almost majority. Everybody's going to lose their benefits as of November 1st coming up this year. The USDA has directed states to suspend payments um, because they say that the October funding will be it for the year. Um, how do y'all feel about that right there? Because we're already in hard times, and this seems like they just make it harder.
They are definitely making it harder on the people right now. And it's just so sad to see like a lot of people in our community receive those benefits. So it's like, what's going to happen with them? Like, and food is so high right now. Like
Yeah.
the cost of food, it's like almost cheaper to eat out than it is to eat at home. And then it's like the only options that we have are very few,
Hmm.
and most of them are fast food. So not for families not to be able to have access, like to fresh fruits and vegetables and meats, and those fundings being cut, like what's going to happen? Are we going to see an increase in like theft and stealing at the stores now, like for people just to provide for their families?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's we just gonna have to just pull together
Hmm.
more. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just kind of rough for you know, for me to even talk about, but I'm gonna talk about it because yeah, it pulls at my heartstrings because it really is people that really, really need this
Hmm.
and depend on this. And there are people out there that, may have medical conditions and or other extraneous situations to where they can't even go out and provide and they was dependent on that and needed that. So yeah, it's kind of rough. So like you said, we got to pull together. Um, in our community, we still have food banks to go to. I know churches have pantries. They donate food to people, meals and stuff. Just as well as big cities. But yeah, people gonna have to start tapping into that, leaning on that. Uh, find out the resources that are providing these services. And yeah, man. But I feel bad for the elderly, that
Yeah.
don't have a lot of family but get food stamps. Who are they going to turn to, man? This is a sad situation. And then I see, some clowns on the media clowning and laughing, and people are just ignorant and rude, talking about, oh, it serves them right, and now they got to go to work like us working people and earn it. And this everybody's situation is different. They
Hmm.
ignorant self. I just can't. I don't like stuff like that because it's people that sit back and just are so judgmental. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And just have stereotype food stamps to be a lazy, don't want to work type of thing. And then people are even going as far as I'm seeing some of the social medias, oh, they ain't gonna be able to buy the crab legs and this and that. So the hell what? You know what I mean? There were some people that, got a decent amount of food stamps, you know what I mean, for their situation and had everything that they needed, you know, that they needed, because needs and wants are different.
Yep.
So when they had what they needed and they had extra food stamps, of course they could have got what they wanted. And then
Right.
that made them tell them crab legs. But people just to me, those are the jealous ones that they couldn't buy
Hmm.
the food stamps. It was hating, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's a bad situation coming up. That's about to happen, and I would imagine, hope not, but this may be for more than just November.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
probably be for a couple of months, sustaining to the year, and that's just
Yep. Because
crazy.
the government is still shut down.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so that puts a damper on the holidays a little bit. We got
Hmm.
Thanksgiving coming up.
Right. So who gonna be able to buy the food for dinner?
Right.
Yeah.
True indeed.
Actually, yeah, it's just gonna be some basics, and I ain't even trying to be funny. It's just gonna be
Hmm.
some basic Thanksgivings coming up this year.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of extra stuff probably,
Hmm.
and that's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. But what's really sad is, bro, that this country now seems like it more corporate welfare is more acceptable than helping the small man that doesn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? The least of us. That's the Christian thing to do is to take care of the least of us.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if this country is based off the principles of the good book, then they should follow the good book. That's just my honest opinion on it.
And then too, fat shout out to my brother, my homie, one of my Bald Head Nation members, Victor Phillips.
Yes, sir.
Victor has turned his whole yard into a little garden. It's time for us to go back to that. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
what happened to the days where dang near every other homeowner, had a little piece of garden in their yard somewhere,
Yep.
growing a little bit of tomatoes, a little bit of bell peppers, you know what I mean? Some collard greens, stuff like
Yep.
that. So it's time for people to go back to that as well. And we do have community gardens. So maybe um our community and other communities will start tapping into some of this desolate land that they've knocked the houses over and just, scraped up and cleaned up. So now some of these empty lots can possibly be community gardens. You know what I mean? We'll have to, and we're on the committee, all three of
Mhm.
us. We sit on the committee down at the city building. Maybe we can bring that up in our respectable committees for our community. And then, hopefully that'll carry over to other communities. People have to start, turning other things.
Yeah, because we have the community gardens
Mhm.
now, and they still keep it maintained.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
hopefully more people, like you said, tap into those resources.
Heck,
'Cause, like,
shit.
my grandparents, they both had gardens in their yards. I don't know if you guys are conspiracy theorists at all. With like now that we're seeing more like seedless fruits and
Oh,
vegetables.
yeah.
Mhm.
So is the government trying to not have us or like not let us make our own gardens and stuff at home? Like how you guys do that?
That
Man,
part.
I take it one step. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
I'm a reformed conspiracy theorist because everything is not a conspiracy. But
Mhm.
it is funny how the city of Farrell, just alone, the street Fruit Avenue was named Fruit Avenue because it had
The fruit
a
trees.
plethora: pears, plums, peaches, peaches in Farrell.
Mhm.
Um, Fat shout Jason Jackson. They had a plum tree in their backyard. We had the pear tree and plum tree in our backyard. We also had a well. So I think it might be time for us to go back to a level of, like you said, self gardening,
Mhm.
and not only gardening but
Yeah.
canning
Yep.
your garden
Yeah.
harvest, and having that supplement for the winter times when times get hard. We need to go back to those times, definitely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And then, and my family, it's a bunch of fishers and
Yep.
hunters, and yeah, go back to that. I mean, like, people are really gonna have to just start going back to some old primitive mindset thinking and starting, you know what I mean? Just survive off the land. It's dang near coming to that, you know what I
It
mean?
is.
Yeah. And then don't forget, they don't talk about it too much no more, but at one point in time, wasn't Mr. Bill Gates trying to buy up all this land, a whole lot of land to change the vegetable system and all that stuff and everything at
Yeah,
one point in time?
yeah, yeah.
So,
And no, no, not at one point in time. It succeeded. His foundation, in accordance with allegedly, we say it on the podcast, allegedly, with Vice President J.D. Vance. They're part of a corporation that's taking and buying supplemental farmland from these farmers that have lost the subsidized money that they were getting from the federal government, and they're buying up all the farms now and selling it to outside entities. So yeah.
Wow.
So like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the writing is on the wall. Sometimes you just got to read
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
absolutely, man. I'm just in times like this, only thing it's gonna do is just push people together in my
Hmm.
eyes, you know what I mean? And then just have us work harder to be a unit, you know what I mean? And just really, really, really lean into our resources, lean into the education that you was taught and pull together and make things happen. And we need young great minds like yourself, Amira,
True indeed.
just driven and motivated and inspired to continue to help build us up. You know what I mean? We're kind of counting on your generation, and um, from you, you are a great example. And I hope to see more young people uh, reach up to take responsibility and make an impact in their community as well.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, on a lighter note, you remember a couple shows back, bro? We reported on the ATM theft over there at 7-Eleven Credit Union.
hmm
Well, the bandits strike again. Just after 3 a.m. Friday, some officers received a 911 call, and they found a forklift being followed by a F1 Ford F-150, another Ford F-150, same color as the first one. Right over there, good people over in Ohio, they always give us material.
don't they?
Uh,
Wow, keep it cracking.
the Ford F-150 and the forklift was spotted on Coatesville Road. I always have a problem saying that.
Oh, that's at the
And
store by the
12th
flea
Street.
market.
Yes, yes, right there.
Yeah.
Trying to rob-
7-Eleven.
trying to rob one.
What?
So yeah, it's crazy. At it again, man. Yeah, so you know times it's getting hard. They're trying to take ATMs. Remind me of the barber shop scene when your
Yeah.
boy Richard was coming down with what you call it in the ATM got lodged on his foot. Them things was like Fort Knox though. It's hard to get in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the second one in like less than 3 months. Ooh,
7-Eleven bandits.
yeah. Man.
Youngstown is a crazy place, y'all.
And then it's sketchy because right, because sometimes um they have to refill the money, so that you rolling
Yeah.
the dice, right? Sometimes you might get it, and it might be
Couple
re-
of dollars.
replenished and have money in it, and or you might get it and like you said, it might have like just 1,000 or something in there because they have to come and replenish it.
And now
So
you going to jail over 1,000.
yeah,
It's gonna be more than that.
come on, yeah, really, like, geez, oh man, the
Gotta
games
do.
that people play,
Gotta be better.
yeah. And then in other news, Lamar and I were sitting here last night, and I came across something interesting. A 19-year-old young man down in Pittsburgh messing around at the zoo. Well, went down to the Pittsburgh Zoo. Him and the young lady snuck in from an entrance that wasn't even official. Got in there and then jumped into the elephant exhibit and was picking with the elephant and playing with the elephant, and the elephant got mad and
Hmm.
charged the gate, rammed the door, used his trunk to, get kind of violent because it was upset. You know what I mean? Probably looking like, wait a minute,
Right, like what you doing here?
I don't have no bucket to feed me. You're not my handler. You ain't coming to pick up no poop. Who are you? Oh, you ain't official.
Right.
And the elephant, was quite upset. And then they had footage of the young man jumping in, content creator, and then jumped out, and he's been charged with some felonious crimes or whatever for that. You know what I mean?
Uh, demographic background.
Do you got?
Yes,
No, I'm just saying.
yes.
I wasn't sure that I was, bruh.
Yeah, old
Yeah,
people don't do stuff
people
like that
doing
usually.
doing too much. Don't you know that's a wild animal? They already mad. They inside of a containment unit. They
Hmm.
can't roam free. Like you just might be the ire. They angry and they go after you.
Yes, especially an elephant. Imagine one of them stepping on you.
I remember the story about the lady in India that got murdered
Hmm.
by an elephant,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
that same elephant came to
Came
her
back.
funeral
Yep.
and disrespected the body again. Like so, yeah. Elephants don't forget. They remember everything.
Yeah, so hopefully they don't go back to the. They probably got banned from the zoo, didn't they?
Man, yeah. Well, he's in jail. The young man is in jail. Yeah, they went after him. They went after him and have since arrested him because they have footage. The zoos got films,
Hmm.
cameras on all of that stuff, and that's considered, you know what I mean, dangerous
Hmm.
because like how they were saying, that elephant could have bust up out of there, bust through the door, you know what I mean? Because it was enraged. And so
And then we would have had an elephant roaming around Pittsburgh.
yeah, and they kept saying that that elephant was about to eat that young man. But I'm like, I don't know about that. But he probably would have badly hurt him and stepped on him, squashed him, could have slapped him with the trunk and
Mm.
broke some ribs or whatever. But I'm like, man, the games people play.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, some kid trying to create content. I'm like, wow, it ain't even that real.
It ain't.
Heck shit. And then the funny thing to it is I don't want to put no names on it, but it, he's related to somebody that's from around here. Heck shit. It was so funny. So when Lamar pointed it out to me, I'm like, wow, that's crazy as hell. That's crazy. Because the person he's related to, that's some stuff that he would do, but he wouldn't do it. He would talk about doing it. This was a funny story that I thought that we need to bring up. It was just hilarious. I'm like, wow. And yeah, I I thought it was the other people, but yeah, I said,
Yeah.
wow.
Not one of us.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I was asking
yeah.
because I think I heard a little something about it, but I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I
I
knew
guess
something
that's why
else.
you don't assume, because I was
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah, yeah, same, 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 same. I was like, wow, that's something else. That's something else. So that was just interesting to me. I said, what the heck? Just for creating content, like for content's sake, I'm about to jump in here, piss off this elephant, possibly get stepped on, slapped, or whatever. Yeah, it's just bad.
Just to go viral.
Just to go
Just to
viral.
go to jail.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just to go to jail.
Just to go to jail.
Well, down in Pittsburgh Zoo, he close to the wall, so he ain't too far. He ain't too far removed from it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Messing with Horton, here's a who. Trying to go in there picking with Dumbo. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And looking like a Dumbo.
Dumbo.
Yeah. Little dum dum diddy. What the heck? My gosh, man.
Oh man. And to wind out the stew, this past Thursday, October 16th, marked the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March, organized by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Um, Back in the 90s, this was one of the pivotal moments in our culture where we had not just a million, it was over 2,500,000 African American males, black males showed up in Washington, D.C., and didn't show out at all. What we showed was peace, unity, and atonement.
Hmm.
Um, I think right now in this stage, if we was to do something like that, that would be a powerful messages to the powers that be, and we might need to see about organizing another Million Man March. Sincerely. Um, I remember stories of individuals because unfortunately I couldn't go at that time. My grandfather was losing this battle with dementia, so I wasn't able to attend. But um, I had stories of friends and family that went down there and they said it was peaceful on all one accord. But there was a story that came out. Individual will prefer I ain't gonna say no names. They had spotted Ice T down there at the Million Man March, and this is when Ice T was on New York Undercover.
Hmm.
And brother went to go speak to Ice T, and Ice T like kind of shunned him and turned his back. And the dude from the F told Ice T said, "Oh, that's why they knocked you off the show last week."
Mm, mm, mm.
But yeah, fat shout out to the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March, which was a pivotal moment in U.S. history.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
We should have one here
Mhm.
now.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like we definitely need to be united now more than ever.
Hmm.
Like with the political climate being as high as it is, and like the tension just being so thick around America, just between like two parties, it's like we got to come together at the
Yeah.
end of the day. Because we're all we got.
At the
Yep.
end of the day, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We all we got.
Hashtag share. We all we got, but we all we need.
Yep.
Hmm.
And now for one of the greatest segments in podcast, all of podcast show history, but they can never have it because there's only one me. Well,
It's
Junior too.
yeah.
But guess what it is?
It's a minute with Moppy.
S- And today's Minute with More P is sponsored by.
St. John's Academy, located in Sharon, Pennsylvania. We are a new childcare facility for ages 5 through 12. We offer daily activities, tutoring help. We also provide snack and dinner as well. It's just a fun and safe space for children. So please make sure you get enrolled today.
Yeah. And this week's Minute with More P is the water fire. The water fire, the city of Sharon is moving forward to not have the water fire. Uh,
Amen.
a lot of people were happy. A lot of people were elated. Of course, you're gonna have the naysayers, the sad, and want something to go down because they just want to go do something. They're probably the people from that used to go to the Small Ships Review, the Bavarian Fun Fest. It's just you used to going to something that happened something. But yeah, yeah. So my whole thing with that was um when they were talking about it, our community specifically, and I was always wondering, and I was speaking with the guys saying that I was wondering how come and why. Now it may have happened when they were doing the water fire, if it was like believed to be a spiritual, a negative spiritual warfare and negativity being released in the air. I was speaking and thinking, well, how come the pastors couldn't get together and coordinate? Okay, because they were having a water fire, what, 2 or 3 times a year.
Hmm.
So how come when they had a water fire, we having a revival just to combat the spiritual, negativity that's in the air. We got to release good because we believe they're releasing bad. I was going to be an advocate for that this year. Next year, had they would have kept it rolling and reach out to some of my pastor friends and try to pull something together and coordinate it. But being that it's moving on and no longer going to be a thing, but if it was going to be a thing moving forward, those are my thoughts on doing it. And I can't recall if in the past if they had was having church or a revival or a service or anything, a reflection on those days to uh, 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 combat the negative spiritual energy that was said that was being believed to be being released. That's just my thoughts on it. What do you guys think about the water fire and them canceling it and that?
Um, I remember like when water fire like first started, and it was like really deep and dark, and like the fire on the water, it's nighttime, people got their cloaks on. It's like, well, what are we doing here? Is this a ritual, or like what's the real tea going on behind the water fire? And of course, like on social media and everything, people like talk about the deaths and everything that occur like after these events. So is it something bigger than just fire on the water?
Yeah, the it is a ritual. Firewater was a ritual from some things I've researched and looked at. It's practiced in Germany, the Rhine River. It's practiced in Rome, and it's not just here. It's not just located in this area. It's not just, but it was something that was adopted by this area that came from other cultures. So you got to do your research on what you're getting involved in. Like I admit, Mary's was down there the first year. I went down there. I got me some lamb over rice, a couple of cooked kibbies, and I left. I didn't feel I didn't like the vibes I was feeling down there.
No,
So with that being said, the finances that vendors and stuff is going to be missing out will be replaced because Sharon has vowed that they're going to replace it with something different. But am I sad to see it go? Not at all.
me neither.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's other things that they can do. You know what I mean? Yeah, just bring the fun fest back
Yeah,
or the small ships. You know what I mean? Beef up security because that's what they were saying. Oh, there's too many fights and this negative that, this and that. Make some
The police station
adjustments.
is right down the street.
yeah,
Absolutely, just make some adjustments. That's
Mhm.
all. Just if it's all like that, then just make it to where they can't sell alcohol. I don't know, but that ain't the move. But two, that's sharing. I got family and people in sharing and people bump sharing. We just need to step up and Farrell have more stuff over here.
yeah,
That's all. No, for real. Because if they
for
taking the
real.
water fire out, then that's one more event that we could schedule and have ourselves in Farrell. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I did
Sure
there?
indeed.
Y'all see what I did there, Farrell? Yeah. Y'all see what I did there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I mean, now I see this as an opportunity for us to have something. You know what I mean? And they ain't having a water fire. We need to move and be like, okay, what can we do and what can we have to compensate and fill that hole and have that opportunity to have something that can benefit our city. You know what I mean?
True,
So,
fam.
yes, sir.
Yes,
That's
sir.
that's where I went right with that.
I hear you, bro.
That's right. And that has been your minute with Mon P. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Just a minute.
Just a minute.
And now it's time, before we get into the heart and soul of the show, it's time for In the Booth with DJ Rich Stacks. And In the Booth with DJ Rich Stacks is brought to you by the good people at the Mercer County NAACP.
Local 2273. Fast
Yes,
shout out
sir.
to Miss Monica Williams, Miss Deanna Yarborough, Miss Nicole Craig,
Mm,
Miss Alicia Cope,
yes, sir.
and Miss Sanders.
Yes.
That shout out to everybody.
And if you're not a member of Mercer County NAACP, go out there and get you a lifetime membership.
Please.
Yes. And they have a beautiful event coming up pretty soon. Um, I'm going to try to be in attendance, secure that $60 to get there for the gala they're having. But as we speak right now, in the booth for Rich Stacks, this edition, we're going to talk about one of the best albums this year. Like hip hop, the hip hop gods have definitely been good to us, fam, this year. Mob Deep's Infinite album. Mob Deep released their ninth LP, which is a fitting tribute to the late Prodigy, one of the dopest rappers ever. Produced by Havoc and Alchemist. The duo's Alchemist has been the duo's longtime sonic architect. This album has features from artists like Georgia Smith, um, Clips, Nas, and is phenomenal, bro. From the release of their first single to the release of their current hit right now, You By My Side, you gotta love this album because it harkens back to the true essence of 1990s golden era hip hop. Um, I'm amazed at the fact that they took work that Prodigy had done on previous projects with Alchemist and Havoc and pieced it together with the features and stuff. This album right here, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. It's a no skipper for me, fam.
Yeah, man, with technology, you can do anything you want. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And yeah, like Nas, first off, fat shout out to Nas and
Yes.
his mass appeal record label. He's like single-handedly like pushed through so many dope projects this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Raekwon, The Emperor's Clothes. He was monumental. Uh, Ghostface, he was behind that. You know, all that, he had a played a part in. Not to mention all the dope features that he's been on with all the artists,
Hmm.
everyone I just named, he was on their album. The Clips, he was on
Ghostface.
Ghostface, he was on Raekwon,
Yep.
definitely on this here with Mobb Deep, blessing our eardrums, and just leading the charge in this. So fast shout out to Nas for you know, having the platform to keep maintaining and pushing this on through. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that it's just dope. It's just dope.
Yes,
It's
sir.
dope to see and great to see. Uh, I love the body of work that they put out. It's a no skipper for me from front to back. It's quality.
Yes,
It's
sir.
quality. I must say so. And if I do say so myself, and shoot, I'm still up on the clips. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I ain't even gonna lie. It's like a whole bunch of um good quality music that's out there. And then did you see Big Daddy Kane and the
Mhm.
RZA? You know what I'm saying? So he rapped over this beat that the RZA produced for him, and it's cold. It's cold,
Yep. Yep. They got a
cold
whole
blooded.
project coming out, fam. It's called what is it called? The Juice Crew. They got the Juice Crew project coming out, and they're gonna be working with artists like Big Daddy Kane,
Hmm.
Craig G, Cool G
Right,
Rap.
right,
So
right.
yeah, that's a future project that's coming up. Like you said, the man Nas, not only in the music world, but his philanthropy. You see, he gave $2 million to the Hip Hop Foundation. Like that's dope. And not only that, he's building a casino in of all places, his hometown, Queensbridge. So yeah, hats off to the MC. Who, if I would have had a son, my son's name would have been Nazir. Nazir Rakim Hughes.
Love that name.
Yeah, yeah. Nas has a great business mind.
Mhm.
I love his vision, his will to work and get stuff done. He's very inspirational to myself. So fast shout out to Nas. Amir, what are you listening to nowadays or at this current time?
I am definitely an R&B girly, so I'm anticipating Summer Walker's new album to drop. She's been making us wait a couple years. So I
Mhm,
definitely can't wait to listen to her because I did get to see her perform for the first time at Breezy Bowl,
Mhm.
and she definitely stepped up her game. Because a few years ago, they were like, she's just up there standing on the stage. She
mm.
not moving, not
No
she
stage
barely singing at
presence.
that no stage presence. Like it was at a zero, but she definitely got it together. She put on a great show, so I'm definitely looking forward to the album. What else am I listening to? Oh, I'm still stuck on Folded by Kaylani.
Mm.
Mhm,
Like that's definitely been my earworm. Like I've been listening to it every single day since it came out.
mhm.
Um, I don't know if you guys keep up with Cardi B and Nicki
Oh
Minaj or
yeah, the beef,
anything, but the
the
beef
beef.
between them two the past week or so,
Yeah,
it's like just leave the kids out of it.
Mhm.
that's what I said.
Just
For
leave
sure
the
though.
kids out of it. Like I don't care how much beef you got between the two of you, but once you start bringing kids into a situation, it's like okay, time to stop.
Yeah. What your man Scarface say? I don't mess with the kids, man. I don't do kids, man.
Yeah, that was
But
funny.
yeah. If
Mhm.
speaking of R&B, I don't know if you know about the artist Isaiah Falls.
Yes.
Isaiah Falls has a new project out. It's called Lucky You. It's an EP
Okay.
project. fresh off his breakout 2024 project, Drugs and Lullabies. The Florida R&B crooner um, harkens back to, and God rest, uh, he reminds me sort of like a younger version of D'Angelo with
Okay.
his voice,
Yeah.
and the sounds he picks is hip hop influence, you can tell. But this new 6 track EP is worth a listen. This is no skipper, even though it's just 6 songs. Every one on there is banging, but my favorite on there is um, song he dedicated to the Lord, and he said God will, and that's like one of my favorite tracks on there.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's some good music out there,
Yeah.
R&B, hip hop, and speaking of D'Angelo, his passing
R.I.P.
was tragic. He was fighting years long battle with pancreatic cancer, which is something that if caught early can be treatable, but if it's in stage 3, stage 4, then unfortunate. So I urge everybody out there to make sure you go into your physician, make sure you're getting checked out, um, at least a yearly physical, because if you can catch something in the nick of time, it could very well save your life. But D'Angelo's influence on music will go um, down in the histories as like he was the bridge between our parents' music back then and our music because he fused soul from James Brown
Mhm.
influences like Prince, um, and mixed it with hip hop, working with the late great Jay Dilla and artists like Raphael Sadiq. Yeah, D'Angelo is going to be sorely missed.
Yes, he will.
And one of my favorite songs by D'Angelo was Taste of the Devil's Fire, like off the Voodoo album. That was a banger right there. Definitely.
It's still how does it feel for me?
Oh
I
yeah.
love that song.
He got
Yeah.
classics.
Mhm.
Cruising, You My Lady. Yeah,
Brown
he got
sugar.
hell yeah, shit.
Mhm.
Damn, motherfucker. Yeah, he got I ain't
Oh
even
yeah.
gonna go there. He
What
got he
about?
got too many.
Oh
We
yeah.
ain't gonna sit here and do all this because he
Nah.
got a
Right.
gang of tracks.
We didn't turn the podcast to
And
karaoke.
yeah, again on the production and the instrumentation, what he
Oh,
did as far as that, and then to
Mhm.
hear artists talk about how dope it was from to put that one album together. It's just it's the Voodoo album. It's just crazy. It's crazy to hear Questlove and all these other artists talk about
so
how
party.
much of a genius he was.
Mm.
Then I found out that he was his older brother came home one day and heard somebody playing the piano and went in there and seen this 3-year-old brother on it. I'm like, dang, just to see. And then they said he turned around and was like, well, he always told them this is what he was going to do. He knew he was going to do this. So,
Mhm.
I mean, some people are just destined for greatness,
Mhm.
and people can see it. So, yeah, may he rest in peace,
Yeah, true
the
savant.
D'Angelo man. And it's sad for his son with Angie Stone
Yeah, man.
because for their son to have lost his mother and then his father in the same
Mhm.
calendar year is kind of rough. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, my heart goes out to him. So damn. But yeah, music has been great. Uh, we're having a hell of a year in hip hop this year.
Oh
So
yeah, man.
Mhm.
yes, sir.
And now it's about that time for the favorite part of the show. It's time for us to give you your flowers. You want to do the honors of the intro, bro?
Miss Amira McLean, a great daughter, friend,
Mhm.
administrative leader, uh, committee leader, because
CDZ.
Yes,
you
he
lead me and my committee, and you are also one of my committee partners.
is. Mhm.
Uh, just a phenomenal, great human being overall,
Thank you.
brilliant, beautiful, and smart. Today we have the wonderful Miss Truly Blessed, my family, Amira McLean on here today.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
It's a
ma'am.
great introduction. Because
Yes,
usually when
ma'am.
people they be like, "Tell me about yourself," or like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "What don't I do?" Kinda.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah. We need more people like you. We
Mhm.
need more young people like you that, like you said, it's not what do you do, it's What
What?
don't I do?
Yeah, what
Yep.
don't I do?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yep.
actually, let's get right on into that.
Mm.
And if you will, let's hop right into the academy and give some details and talk about what drove you to even want to take on the task and inspired you to want to take on the task to run a whole facility.
So, I have been at Zion Education Center for like about 2.5 years before I got promoted to my current position. And I was basically being trained to become a director. Like, so over that time of being assistant director down at Zion for those years, Dr. Torrance asked me, she was like, we have this idea for this new childcare program. Like, how would you feel about becoming director? I was like, sure. Like, what do I got to do? And so the whole process, it's been about a year. I had to go to Erie for like orientation. I had to get like, make sure all my like certificates and stuff was in order. And I'm just grateful to have like the mentorship from Zion Education Center to help kind of form me and mold me, like, especially with all the professional development trainings and like conferences that we get to attend to. So I feel like I've been molded into this position. So I just felt like I was ready.
So
Hmm.
now, since the academy opened September 25, right?
Yep.
Um, in the early days of your operations,
Hmm.
what's been one of the biggest challenges facing you guys?
Our biggest challenge right now, I would have to say, is unfortunately enrollment. Just trying to get the kids in to meet the families where they're at. Like, like we're trying to offer like services, and if the families like, are in need and there's something that we can't unfortunately provide for them, then, but just trying to get enrollment in and like trying to find transportation, like, for the kids to be able to come to our facility. That's been like our biggest setback right now
Mm,
for sure. Transportation needs.
got you.
Hmm.
What personally moves you and motivates you um, every day to go to the academy? I know for me, working for Mercer County Head Start,
Hmm.
it's seeing the kids when they first come there,
Yeah.
beginning of the year, blank slates, tabula rosa, take it back to my philosophy days in college.
Yep.
And at the end of the year, they know the ABCs, they know how to spell their names,
Yes.
one, two, threes, and all of that. Is that like one of your biggest motivations?
It really is like just seeing the kids like just grow and like absorb and like become into the person like they're becoming, like it's so fulfilling to see. And then like it also makes you excited to see like where they'll go.
Hmm.
So like that is definitely my biggest motivation. Like, just trying to instill like positivity, like having a good mindset, and everything into the kids. That's definitely what keeps me motivated. Just trying to make a difference in their lives.
Yeah, super dope.
Hmm.
With the academy now open, what core elements of the curriculum are you most excited for the students to experience?
Ooh, that's a good question. So based off of our daily schedule, I do have like different activities planned every day of the week. So like Mondays are more geared towards like music and movement. I would love to have Miss Shelly Blue come down and do a line dance session with the kids. Tuesdays are for like more of our like social emotional support learning days. So like also incorporating like, God and religion, like, into like, our everyday lives. Like not to like, Bible thump to the kids or anything, but just like, letting them know like God loves you and like so do we. And so Wednesdays are more for like we definitely want to kick off like our little kitchen academy with the kids. I don't know if you guys know, but that was one of the things I definitely did and contributed with as Zion was with our CACFP like food program. Like I would go in like once a week. We would do like activities and like lessons. I brought back Miss Amira's mystery box. And so like every week will feature like a different like fruit and vegetable, and the kids will kind of have to like use their senses, like, so to incorporate that on like what's inside the box. I did it a few years ago with our preschool kids, and I think the most funny one was cantaloupe. They were like, I don't know what this is. We're like, I have no clue. But just seeing the kids like having fun, like, and teaching them like healthy eating habits and like how to cook with like, different fruits and vegetables that they may not get to have at home. Um, and then Thursdays are like more geared towards STEM. like science, technology, engineering,
Mm-hmm.
mathematics.
Hmm.
And then Fridays I coined as our Fridays. So
Okay.
we definitely
Yes.
want to do like just keeping it fun with the kids. Like how I did like caught being good at Zion. I wanted to do something a little bit different than that. So I'll probably do like a scholar spotlight. And we got to have an ice cream party so far. So just keeping it fun and fresh for the kids. Cause that's what I like to do. I love fun and fresh things. Like, cause it gets boring doing the same repetitive thing every day. And then this is after school. So no kid wants to sit around like, after school being like preached to about like, knowing their numbers and letters and stuff. So by the end of the week, we could do something fun and like celebrate all the hard work that we put in during the week.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from the standpoint that repetition is indoctrination, not education. You're not teaching critical thinking. And that's what we need is more critical thinkers out of our children in the future to
Mm-hmm.
be able to think on their toes. Like you said, the program, teaching science and mathematics is important.
Mm-hmm.
Always had a problem with math back in high school and in my grade school years, but math is definitely critical and important in education. What would you say is um, being from Farrell, noticing the needs of the children? What would you say, like the government backing of the grants, like with the current situation of the government shutdown and stuff? Is the funding for education a big problem right now as it stands, or do you see it not being a problem and hindering the growth of the program?
Ooh, so my program is like a little bit different. So like we receive our monies through like the parents' co-pays.
Okay.
So we won't be like directly affected by that. And then like I said, we participate in the CACFP at risk program.
Mhm.
And I actually was on their website yesterday and they said that they won't be affected by the government shutdown. So the kids will still have access to food every day. Our program will still be up and running every day. But unfortunately for the programs like, who do rely on government funding, I've heard about like schools getting ready to shut down because they don't have the funds to like, you know what I mean, to sustain the school. So it's like, what does that look like?
Yes, ma'am.
So hopefully, like, schools won't have to shut down and the government gets their act together.
Yeah.
So the,
Yeah, for
hopefully the
sure, for
government
sure.
gets their act together. Because what are the kids gonna do sitting around at home? The parents barely teach them at home.
Hmm.
So when are they gonna learn? And where are they gonna learn?
Yeah,
And who's gonna teach them?
exactly. Um, External support from Senator Michael Brooks, representative for the local area. Has that been crucial for the development of the program to have outside help at times?
Yes, it is to have that outside help. Because we can use any money that we get, like, to sustain our programs because you don't know when. Like, like now, who would have thought that the government wouldn't pass the bills and stuff so the schools can receive their monies. So it's like you just never know. So it's always a blessing to receive help when you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Amir, how can families get involved with St. John's Academy now that it's officially open?
They can go to zioneducationcenter.org and fill out a pre-registration form.
Okay.
Yep.
What upcoming events will build on the momentum from the October 3rd celebration?
That's a good question. I don't think we've even thought that far yet. I know enrollment is like
Hmm.
our main priority right now to even think that big as far as our next event. But I definitely would like to do maybe something around like Thanksgiving and like bring the families in and have like, because the past couple years I've been doing Thanksgiving bingo with the family. Okay. And we invite the families in to come eat like, lunch with us. We play a few rounds of bingo, win some prizes, and it's a good time. So hopefully I'll be able to do that again this year.
Super dope. Do
Mhm.
you guys plan on using like social media or like local media to boost enrollment?
We have been. We actually get a really good turnout. Like every time we post, it's just up to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
What one piece of advice from the ceremony speakers resonated the most with you? Um, yeah.
Like our theme was answering the call, and you got to go where you're called and when you're called. Like I said, like this opportunity was presented to me, so all I did was answer the call.
Hmm.
So, I'm just fulfilling the mission.
Okay, good,
Mhm.
good, good, good. Um, so far, have you run into any issues, and good or bad that you want to speak on? Can I have you speak on? It's all a learning experience.
Should I speak on them? So like we do utilize a shared space. So just being open, like to the other groups and stuff that use the space and utilize the space and trying to remain calm
Yeah.
in those situations, working with others. That's I'm still working on my patience. My mom been teaching me and telling me to have patience my whole life, and I'm still getting there. I'm
Yeah,
still a work in progress.
that's right.
Aren't we all?
As long as you know and you hold yourself accountable and you
Mhm.
recognize that you need work in that area, as we all do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? No, there's no age on working on patience. So
Mhm.
Yes.
just so you know, just keep on going.
That's all I could do is keep on going, man.
Heck shit. How are you how are you dealing with parents coming in, bringing their kids in the evening? How's that working out for you, that time frame? Because I know sometimes some people get off late and can't make it. So how's that been going?
Um,
Dealing with some of those issues.
I actually don't mind the later schedule right now. But I can't wait till we get some more kids. So I could be fully there from 3 to 11 to have my day. Cause right now I feel like my schedule is just so broken up right now, like not going in until like 12 sometimes or sometimes earlier, like because my schedule is based off the kids' schedules right
Mhm.
now. So that's kind of one of the harder things. And like parents not saying that they not gonna come until like your kid's supposed to be here in like 10, 15 minutes. And you telling me now that they not coming and y'all messing up my hours, y'all. But I feel like that's the biggest thing, just trying to coordinate with and be aligned with everyone else with low numbers.
Mhm.
Because like you figure if we had like a larger population, it'd be easier on me because I'd have a set schedule every day, but kind of been up and down with that. So just trying to stay afloat and just stay on track of everything.
Yes, ma'am. Off the cuff, would you guys be able to provide service? Because I know you're close to the border. So, do you provide services for children in Ohio, or is it just mainly Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, got you.
Hmm.
What are your hours of operation? Are you Monday through Friday? Or
Yes,
just
Monday through Friday, 3 to 11, no weekends.
okay,
Yep, and
okay.
then we're also open year round too. So we're not just open during the school year. Like we'll be open January through December, the whole year, including the summer months.
So,
Hmm.
As we reflect on this exciting new chapter, what's your message to the sharing community about the St. John's Academy?
My message to the sharing community is continue being supportive. So far, like working with the church, like they've been really uplifting and supportive, like of our program. So just making sure that the sharing community, like, knows about our program and knows about like, the services that we provide and offer. So just making them more aware that we're here and we're here to help.
no.
Hmm.
And guess what? I'm here to present you with some gifts like how we always do with our guests. Yeah.
At this time on the show, started by our homie KB, DJ. Fat shout out to DJ KB.
Shout out to
BK all
KB,
day.
BK all day, Encyclopedia E, my nephew.
Yes.
Much love. We love you, bruh, nephew.
Yep. We asked if you can go back in a time machine and
Uh-huh.
have a conversation with your 16-year-old self, what would be some words of advice that you would give yourself, knowing the knowledge, with the knowledge you have now in your career? What would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, don't give up. Um, Try not to cry. I would just say keep going. Like, don't let anyone ever, 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 ever get in your head, especially about like your goals and your dreams and like what you think your mission is in life. Like, don't let anyone have an impact on how you feel and what you think and like the goals that you're trying to achieve. Cause like I've had people tell me like that's like your major in school. Like, are you sure that's what you want to do in college? And it's like, yes, like I see my vision. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there and I can't achieve it. So I would definitely say don't let anyone get in your head about your dreams and your goals and your passions and your outlook on your life.
True indeed. That's wise words. That's wise words. I'm gonna tell you, hats off to you and the St. Paul's Association, St. John's. My
Mhm.
apologies, my apologies. But fat shout to you, Dr. April Torrance, for all y'all do for the community, for fostering a sense of community
Mhm.
with the young children and teaching them at a high level. Hats off to y'all.
Thank you.
Continued success and blessings.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Power to the people. When you
You
see
see
me,
me,
you
you see
see
you.
you. And you are the epitome of that. You know, I love to say that. That's a bar from one of my favorite rappers, Jay-Z songs. And it's that's a powerful statement. You know what I mean? When you
Mhm.
are in the community and you're active and you putting boots to the ground, you try to make an impact. I've always thought that was a profound statement. So I
Mhm.
love to say it. It's so true and it's so real. And we greatly appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule to stop in on this Saturday morning
Yeah,
and bless us with your presence and let us uplift you and talk about all the phenomenal, wonderful things you're doing. And we greatly appreciate you, fam, for coming on.
Yes.
Um,
Thanks for having me. It's been a great time with y'all for sure this morning.
yeah, it was.
except Bubba, once again, everything is in timing, fam. Now, you know my brother, Lorenzo, and the family, they got a lot of stuff going on. Both boys balling out at Ohio State.
Mhm.
We getting Lorenzo on,
Yep,
fam. Be patient with us in due time.
yep, yep.
All the great things happen in the process. And it's a process, Bubba. Heck, share, brother. But we love you. We appreciate you for tuning in each week, holding us down, repping, sharing our videos, sharing our promotional videos. Reg Davis, we love you. We greatly appreciate you. My
Yes,
cousin
sir.
Gail and everybody else. You know, charge it to my head and on my heart if I didn't mention your name from all our subscribers that tune in weekly. We greatly appreciate you, and we don't take that with a light heart. We're mindful of that because you know that's dedication, that's loyalty. You know, to show up for us and tap in on these live shows. So we don't take that lightly, and we appreciate you. May God continue to bless you and keep you, all of y'all. You know what I mean? Here at the Farrell Podcast, we want to educate, motivate,
Motivate, inspire,
inspire, and entertain.
entertain. True indeed.
That's what we do.
Amen.
So, once again, we thank you all for tuning in to another phenomenal episode of the Farrell Podcast. And Miss Amir, you have any parting words before we part for today?
Actually don't. I think we touched on a lot of topics. Like I said, I had a great time with y'all. Hopefully I'll be back.
Oh, you
Absolutely.
will.
Hopefully I'll be back.
Definitely will.
Heck, shit. We bring people back just to, if you don't mind coming to cut up and just be a host with us and cut up, we do
Mm,
that. You know what I mean? It's an open show and a
yeah.
revolving door. Our door's always open.
Okay, well shoot, I'm always welcome to come back.
Gotcha.
Say less.
Yeah, for
Say less.
sure.
It's on the cracking.
Yes.
And to all our subscribers and people to tune in, we thank you for tuning into today's episode. I am the leader of the Ballhead Nation, the landlord, the mayor, Mont P, signing on off.
All right, I'm Miss Amira and I'm signing off as well.
And it's your man, DJ Rich Snacks, the man with the biggest back and all the snacks. Thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Farrell Podcast. We'll see you on the next side.
Matter of fact, hold on before we get up out of here. Fat shout out and a great. Hey, we can't do nothing without you, son.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
fat shout out to my son, Lamont Jr., Mont P. Thank you for holding us down and continuing to run this show and do everything that we need you to do. Uh, you got to be the heart, the soul,
Yeah, the
the
brains.
the skeleton, the brain. You are everything at the show. Without you, ain't none of this possible. So yeah, I brag heavy about you. You know what I mean? Because I'm proud of you and I appreciate you so much and I love you, son. So I
Oh,
thank you so much for doing all you do for us. Greatly appreciate you, man.
Indeed.
Yep, thank you. Welcome. Love you too, Dad.
Yes, sir. Special shout out to my daughter, Montiana. I love you. I love you. My son in love, her fiance, Rashad. Love y'all. Much love. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
R.I.P. Uncle L.